Well, good afternoon. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. This is an update for the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment Fleet Response Working Group, part of the All Hazards Consortium that's helping to coordinate states across the East Coast and the Southeast, and also fleet utility movement across state borders to get into disaster areas right after they hit, so power can be restored very quickly. Well, as of 11 o'clock, we have a hurricane. It is Hurricane Idalia. Winds as of 11 are 85 miles per hour, but recent Hurricane Hunter aircraft are showing an eye developing, at least at the upper levels, around 10, 20,000 feet. And so that will propagate down to the surface. We should see an eye developing within Hurricane Idalia very soon. This is an update around 1:15 to 1:30 on August 29th, 2003. And you can see that we have a very strong hurricane in the making. This is a major hurricane in the making, and it is moving towards the north. Let me take this full screen for you and show you what it looks like. This is Idalia, and I can zoom out just a little bit here to show you that we have spiral bands that are coming out of the hurricane right now. And these spiral bands will be moving from the southwest coast of Florida right on up into the Tampa area, coming through Sarasota, Bradenton, coming through Fort Myers Beach, also towards Charlotte Harbor and Port Charlotte. So this system is intensifying, and as it does so, the wind field will be increasing. So don't let your guard down. Anyone in the Tampa area, anyone south of Tampa, you will see tropical storm force winds, and you will see strong thunderstorms, some of which could have some small tornadoes, not minor, small tornadoes that wrap up very quickly. Let me show you the radar data as well. This is the latest radar information showing Idalia and showing that very large area of oranges and reds. Unfortunately, it's lining up parallel to the coastline, so some of these heavy rain showers will last a long time and may cause flash flooding. So expect flash flood warnings to happen perhaps in the Sarasota, Bradenton, and Tampa area as this storm makes its way to the north. The strongest winds and the heaviest rain for this storm is located to the east of the center. So it looks like we're going to have a large area of very heavy rain falling from this storm as it intensifies. Now, GeoCollaborate, I'm going to go over to GeoCollaborate here and show you what the latest impacts are from the National Weather Service. This is the wind field. Showing around the 34-knot wind field. That's the definition of a tropical storm, 39 to 73 mile per hour winds in this area. Storm force winds are in excess of 55 miles per hour, and here are the hurricane winds right around the center. And so as Idalia is forecast to move to the north, look at this. Look at this wind field, how it extends to the east. That is going to be coming up the coast and hitting Tampa later on tonight into tomorrow morning. And those are tropical storm force winds. So there is going to be some water pushed into Tampa Bay as soon as the center of the storm gets west of Tampa. And then just to the north, the winds will swing down right into the Tampa area from the southwest, causing storm surge. Now, the product that I have displayed right now is in GeoCollaborate. You can access it, the Fleet Response Working Group, through the dashboard. This is inland impacts. So these are threat levels from flooding. You can interact with this and see the red area here is flooding expected from the path of Idalia. And as I zoom out here, you'll see that flooding area in the orange on both sides of the red, and the red means that there's a high likelihood of flooding from this storm. Now, I'm going to turn this particular data set off, and I'm going to describe and display the inland impacts I'm turning off. The coastal threats. So I just have the coastal threats displayed right now. And I want to zoom in to this area of the Big Bend in Florida, because there has not been a hurricane, a major hurricane landfall in this area of Florida ever, in as far as the history books are concerned. So we're talking about here potential for storm surge flooding greater than 9 feet above ground that will result in widespread deep inundation with storm surge flooding greatly accentuated by powerful battering waves. So this is greater than 9 feet. The National Hurricane Center is forecasting a storm surge in this area of 10 to 15 feet above normally dry ground. And as we get down towards Tampa, let me show you that area as well. Tampa Bay looks like it will have flooding that greater than 6 feet above ground is expected in Tampa. That will come over the seawall in downtown Tampa, and it will also flood St. Petersburg, St. Pete Beach, Paso Grill, also up towards Clearwater. I'm going to click on Clearwater here and show you that the flooding expected from storm surge is greater than 6 feet from this storm. So that's going to happen tonight through the day tomorrow. As Idalia makes its way north of the area, the strong southwesterly winds are going to be pushing water into Tampa Bay and into the western coastline there of Florida. So these are the impacts from the coastal storm. I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to turn off the coastal impacts, and I'm going to turn on the wind threat. This is the wind threat from the National Weather Service. So utilities that are responding, and we do have responding utilities now from multiple states that are staging to get into Florida, into southeast Georgia and southern South Carolina. They're staging now so they can get in to help restore power. It looks like there's going to be quite a bit of power outages here. And you can see in this purple area, potential for wind greater than 110 miles per hour. That's going to bring down a lot of trees, folks. And the same thing over here in the Big Bend area. If we go further inland, this red area has a potential of 74 to 110 mile per hour winds. 74 to 110 mile per hour winds. Same thing over here around Tallahassee and north of Tallahassee into Valdosta, Georgia, and even on the coastline here, a potential for 74 to 110 mile per hour winds in southeast Georgia. That is going to cause considerable roof damage to sturdy buildings, some having window, door, and garage door failures leading to structural damage. Roads could be impassable from large debris, and more within urban, heavily wooded places. So there are going to be many large trees snapped or uprooted in this area in red that you see. So I want to show you one other graphic from the National Weather Service in Tallahassee. And there you can see it just to my right, where they have had a grand total of 0 major hurricanes making landfall, where Idalia is forecast to make landfall. So if you're ordered to evacuate, please evacuate. Utility crews are staging. We haven't announced those states where they're responding from in the crawl at the bottom of the screen, and also updating at the top of the screen. So once again, with the radar data showing what's happening, expect very heavy rain to come on shore in Sarasota, Bradenton, St. Petersburg, and Tampa. And it looks like it's lining up to be parallel to the coastline. So there's going to be some very heavy rain and widespread flooding from these outer bands, and also severe storms. So there's probably going to be some severe thunderstorm warnings issued by the National Weather Service. Idalia is going to make its way up to the north and then to the north-northeast, making landfall during the day, during the morning tomorrow. Expected landfall is about 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, with winds of 125 miles per hour. That's just below Category 3 or Category 4. Category 4 is 130 mile per hour. So it is possible that Idalia could strengthen to a Category 4 hurricane, hitting in an area that has never experienced a major hurricane before. So we will see widespread damage and widespread power outages. That's why we have states coordinating and utilities coordinating to bring everyone back into the area very quickly so they can restore power. We'll have another update later this evening and tonight as Idalia continues to strengthen rapidly, and NOAA and the U.S. Air Force continue with their reconnaissance missions. There's another flight scheduled to leave at 4:30 this evening from Fort Lauderdale. The NOAA P-3 will be doing yeoman's work in looking at these low-level winds and checking out the storm as it intensifies rapidly. So I'm Dave Jones with GeoCollaborate and Storm Center Communications. This has been an update around 1:30 this afternoon on August 29th, 2023. We'll see you on later today.